I wanted to start a home instead business for a couple of reasons, really. One was that I had always been interested in running my own business. The second was that after a 7 or 8 year career in banking and finance, I realised that there was something missing. I wasn't getting the job satisfaction I wanted. And I realised that it was that I wanted to work with people more and I wanted to see immediate and direct results of my efforts. And putting the two together and meeting the people at Home Instead Senior Care National Office, realised that there was a very positive organisational culture that I wanted to be a part of and wanted to take it to York and set up in York. It feels like we make a difference to people's lives on a daily basis. Just the phone calls we receive from potential clients, you can hear the stress in somebody's voice and they think they feel very alone. Perhaps they're a relative of somebody suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's. And as soon as they realise that actually that's something we deal with on a daily basis and that they're not alone, because there's thousands of families out there that are going through a similar thing. You make a difference from the very start. And then once we actually start delivering our services and providing companionship or home help in somebody's home and providing somebody that they can trust and get to know and really get on with, it makes a huge difference to the person receiving the support, but also the families, because it does provide some respite and reassurance to them. We get involved in the local community on a few different levels, really. First and foremost, if we're asked to get involved in some sort of fundraising event, then we always do, and it's always great fun to get involved in voluntary organisations that are working with a similar client group to us, so older people, and we often work with Age UK York and the Alzheimer's Society in York. But on a slightly different level, everybody in our team, caregivers and the office-based team, get to know the opportunities, recreational opportunities in the local community, so we can share those with our clients. And it may be a case of introducing something new to a client. So the Alzheimer's Society run a group called Singing for the Brain, which is very, very popular. But until somebody has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, they won't be aware of that. But also helping people get back to doing something that they used to do before they had some form of illness. So, for example, we have a lady who's a client and she used to play dominoes a lot. She's had dementia and she lives in sheltered accommodation, but was quite nervous about going and playing in a dominoes group within the sheltered accommodation. And one of our caregivers has now arranged to take her on a weekly basis and go with her to give her the confidence she needs to go. And she's absolutely loving it and getting to play dominoes again. So it's, it's a result. I think the key difference about the quality of our care and the thing that makes Home Instead different is the people, our caregivers, our staff in the office who support our caregivers. They all really want to make a difference, and they completely bought into our mission of changing the face of ageing. And from that point, obviously, we put practical aspects in place that allow us to really differentiate ourselves. So, for example, our minimum call time is 1 hour, and that really allows us to provide the standard of care that we're happy with and we'd be happy to provide to our own families. But even things like in our recruitment process, we ask for 6 references rather than the minimum Care Quality Commission requirement of 2 references. And it just helps us identify the caregivers that really genuinely do want to make a difference rather than just looking for a job. And it all adds up to making a different standard of service, really, and makes that difference.